Here's a chart. Share of adults 18 to 55, essentially, from adulthood to, before you're older, who are currently married by class. So the highest are the upper middle class, 60%, the working class, 40%, and the poorest people out there, 20% are married. How are you processing this? The wealthier you are, the more reason is to get married. The less money you have, less reason to get married. I saw this chart and I said, there's something here, but that's why I got smart experts on to maybe weigh in on this. You said, don't get married if you're trying to play around. Are poor people just playing around more?
No, you got upper middle people playing around out too. Mm-hmm. So, but I think when's the last time we had a president of the United States that was single? I think it's Buchanan.
Yeah, Buchanan or Garfield. I don't know. It's been a hot minute.
We've been going a long time.
Yeah.
What president do we trust? What politician do we trust? What personality do we trust that isn't married? I think if you're leading people, and usually people in the upper middle class income range, they're leading people. They're leading churches and nonprofits and corporations, etc. They're leading their community. I think a lot. I don't know. I'm trying to process it myself too as well. But I think a lot of people relate to those more that have single, married, raised family more than somebody that just 50-year-old single person, 60-year-old single person that's out there. Oh, look at the tax. The second thing would be tax system. Tax system incentivizes people to get married, and it affects you when you are upper middle class income. So that, if you, for example, real estate, if you were single and you sold a piece of real estate, your home residence, anything less than $250 is no capital gain. If you're married though, $500,000 now is no capital gain. So there's a
business
decision.
Questionable business ethics. If you give a shout out to Billy Madison, do you see yourself getting married?
No.
Ever?
No.
How old are you, Derrick?
I'm 30.
30. When you were 30, did you see yourself getting, having the relationship you had with Gina?
Having kids?
Yeah.
If I see myself having kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see myself having kids.
But not married.
Not married.
Not married.
I was thinking that way too as well, until I realized the value of a woman in the household, because it was so tough for me to be a single father with 3 kids, and I didn't have a mothering side. I didn't know how to mother my kids. I think that's why I tell my kids today, I apologize for my sins. I just didn't know how to mother, and you got to deal with that for the rest of your life. And
you didn't know how to mother?
I didn't know how to mother. I just know how to be a father, Marine, entrepreneur, go out there and get at it. There's many times I can remember, brother, where I wish I just listened to my kids more instead of just telling them what to do. I was an asshole. I was an asshole as a single dad at points when push came to shove. And I had to learn from that. And I told myself, let my 30s, my entire 30s, Adam, repaid for mistakes in my 20s. I should be experiencing it today at 38, but because I wasn't getting my values and principles together, that was tough, because there is a value between having a husband and a wife, mother and a father in a household raising a child. I mean, look what's going on in society today. How many because of single parenthood, it's destroyed the fabric of the American unit, and we have more kids today disrespecting authority, having daddy issues, having mother issues. The mental condition of people today is a result of husband and wife, father and mother, not. And by the way, co-parenting doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't work. Co-parenting does not work in terms of your divorce. Why? Because you're always competing with your freaking ex, right? I do it this way, I'm doing this way. No, it should be based on the kids and how it's best for the kids, not between my house and your house. And again, I'm learning through my mistakes, so please don't judge me. I'm just telling you what I screwed up with.
Dude, I love you, bro. I was going to ask you a formal question. You kind of just answered it, but I wanted to get your advice. Again, a lot of young entrepreneurs out there, mostly men in their 20s, 30s, getting married, certainly starting to have kids. What's the biggest piece of advice you would have to young fathers out there?
No big mistakes for the next 20 years. No DUIs. Don't get thrown in jail. If you're going to sleep with a woman, in your mind, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with her, because she's going to get pregnant, and that's what you have to do for at least for the next 18, 20 years. You're 20 years old right now, having sex with her, have her in all your plans for the next 20 years. Good or bad, she's going to be there if you have a kid with her. And you destroy a child by having sex with the wrong woman. You have a baby with the wrong woman. From an economic standpoint, find a woman that is bought into. I think in today's day and age, I think I got lesson away from, hey baby, I'm going to be home at 5 o'clock. I'm not that guy. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to chase my dream and do my thing. And if she has an issue with that, then they may not be your wife, because you're going to have conflict of chasing your dreams, your goals, or your wife. One of them is going to get in the way.
And the influence on me saying that, young man being in my 30s on me not getting married is just I've seen too much guys get destroyed with marriage. And
but you
whatnot.
can't let
And,
their experience detect
I
your
mean,
experience.
I don't have to let their. I could look at the data. I could look at data and see and shows like, wow. I mean, women are being incentivized in when they have divorces. You know what I mean, when they're having custody battles, like women are being incentivized for this, and I've seen
to be single moms.
I've seen many guys in the military
But
that
that's
get
why
married.
you have to pick a very good woman, right? So it really goes back to you. Who is it that you are going to pick to either have kids with, or because even if you don't get married, you have to really careful with the type of woman that you want to have around, right?
So am I supposed to just pick the good woman and just completely ignore statistics and data?
What does statistic got to do with you, though? You can be the change to the statistics. That got nothing to do with you. You don't live your life how other people are living their life. You live your life how you want to live your life. And if you are, I don't know, you go get it however you want it to be. And this is how your children are going to be raised as well. Like, I can't think here and say, oh my gosh, a lot of people are getting, a lot of shooting schools are happening,
But
and
you
I'm
can
not going to have children.
But
of
the
course
thing
I'm
is
going to
learn. You can learn.
Of course.
You can
But I'm
take the
saying
data
still,
and you can take the data into statistics and say, hey, maybe marriage is something that I shouldn't
Marriage
do,
is
or
a scam
maybe
for the government, for sure.
marriage is something that I should be more strategic on, because a lot of times when people get married, they're I'm in love, I'm gonna get married,
Emotional,
and this is it, doves and flowers and everything, instead of sitting back and thinking, all right, cool, what happened to my uncle when he got married? How is that going? Dad, how come you've been divorced and whatnot?
But how were they raised? What was their life?
Just asking around. And
But where were they at in life? Because what if you're in a different point where
Exactly.
you're
Right.
successful and you have a good place and you have a good mindset, but maybe your uncle, he lived a life of, tragedy and things were going
Exactly.
wrong. So for him, his decisions were based on those things going wrong. And you live a life of maybe those things aren't going wrong.
I would say, because I have a kid. I've had kids since 1995. When I was 22 years old, I had my first kid.
Yeah.
And I just had a kid at 44 years old. I'll tell you this, there's a much different aspect of raising children, having kids. When things are financially set, you're more in an emotional, mature state. Because now this baby, Jordan, he's got everything.
Yeah.
I have to manage expectations with the older kids. Don't get jealous of him, because he's going to have a lot more going for him than you had when he was his age. But, I met Sheena at 38. I was 30 years old when I met Sheena. It was 10 years ago.
Wow.
So there's a different evolution of version of me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Us, the children, need to teach our grandparents and our fathers and our uncles, because they didn't know any better.
Right.
Like, we're the ones who know. And this is, I honestly feel I'm seeing the difference with my parents as well. How much they're learning and how much they are just now admitting that they're learning. Because before they were just like, the Albanian parents, no, I'm right. No, you're not going to do this because I said so. Like, very not healthy, so.
Let's leave it right there. I feel like we could do a round two here, no problem.
I think
we're
so.
we're almost at 2 hours, and
Have some drinks and a cigar.
Yeah, right?
next time. By the way, we're gonna need a note to the producers: carpet, table, drinks. Moving forward, we need that right here.
You got it.
Eric. If you hear me, this is what we're gonna need from now on.
Cool.
Anyway, budget on Saucecast just went up a little bit. Cocktails, drinks, carpet, rug, table. Our friend Derrick needs a cocktail, and Matt needs a cigar.
And I'll bring a Uncle Nearest bottle of whiskey.
Thank you, brother.
Can
I get an acknowledgement from the producers that they heard that?
Yes.
I got you.
Oh, okay, there it was. Time for an upgrade.